This is The Works. Fashion is Art here, back again with another video. This is Braden Schwab. Today, we're gonna be looking over the worst album covers of 2020. Now, we're gonna look over some album covers here. We're gonna go over 5, and we'll have an honorable mention, of course. You may already know what it is if you follow my Instagram, because I hint at this one a lot, that I've had a lot of issues with ever since it first came out. No hints. But when it comes to these albums, the issue we're tackling is not tell me do this so I can make sure I dissect every part of these album covers precisely. I've got my iPad here with me so that we can keep this pushing. But before we begin, if you're someone who's into these creative videos, they love to see more artistic concepts, you're an influencer, you're an artist, musician, and you want to learn a little bit more about how you can get a leg up in your sphere, this is the page for you, and we keep growing bigger and bigger every day. So stick with us, stay tuned, let's go. Prefacing, these are not going to be in order. So some of you may be thinking, oh, this is a best to worst album. It's not going to be listed in that way. We're just going to be paying attention to what we like and what we don't like when it comes to looking at best albums and worst albums. We're dissecting them as they are, not gonna rank them. Just look at 5 with honorable mention. So to start us off, we are going to look at Kiss from the Darkness by Scandal. So my first problem with this is it doesn't scream from me, this is a kiss of darkness. This more looks like a kiss of happiness. You see there's a lot of yellow, which is a warm color, very positive. Black, in color theory, is ruled as the color of death. So why that is not used instead more plainly is very surprising to me. Second, why do we have a heart, a realistic looking heart on top of a little boy's head? That doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't see what the purpose of that is. It's a well-drawn heart, I'll give them that. And it does look great, but its connection to the entire piece does not make any sense. It's very random. Going forward, I'm looking at his shoes. I don't get why the shoes are yellow when he's supposed to be in, I would assume, some melted butter. So why are the shoes yellow? See what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense to me. So for that, those are some of the things that I was pointing out. And then at the very end, the flower. Again, this is Kiss from the Darkness. I don't get the concept of like a flower being there. It's too positive for me. What I would do to fix this album is just change the colors to start off with. And then they may have a different idea. Again, I didn't look too deeply into how the music is influenced by the album cover itself. In my opinion, this was just a little bit all over the place, and I would just change a lot of the colors out to start. Next up is The Kingdom by Bush. So for this one, you've got what's this word, an X-ray look, strong levels there. I don't like the colors that are used for this album. There's a slight vignette trying to idealize the woman. It's basically supposed to be kind of like a woman's outfit, and it's see-through, so you can see the underwear, the brassiere, all that, right? But that doesn't make much sense to me. And the colors that they're using, they don't really fit in well. It's just a weird infrared look, and it tells me that there wasn't a lot of time spent in on this album cover. Like, it was kind of rushed. And for me, when I'm making album covers, I know that feeling when I'm working on one and I'm just like, boom, okay, great, done. But it's not really done. I'm very much of a perfectionist, so I want the best out of my covers. So if I did something like this, this would probably be like this is a halfway point, because there's still something I need to have done, just because there's not a lot that they put in, I feel, effort-wise in this album cover. And Bush makes really great rock music, by the way. Definitely need to check them out. All right, speaking of another band that plays a lot of great music, a lot of great rock music, Green Day, who I love, but this album cover, not so much. So the artwork itself, I don't like it. I think it was very lazy, and I wouldn't say lazy as in rust, but just lazy. Like, they definitely could have done better. Green Day has some really great iconic album covers. You think of The Grenade, you think about Boulevard of Broken Dreams, right? You think about American Idiot, you think about even Dookie is such a great album cover, even though the name of the title is like, okay, but the album cover, that is nice. We'll honestly get into that if I get into a best album covers of rock or all time and stuff like that as we go on. But anyways, back to this one. The arm or leg for Father of All. I can't really tell what it is. I think they're trying to pay homage to their older ones, their older album covers. But again, I don't like the text that they used for Green Day either. I feel if they were doing that and trying to pay a homage to the older ones, use more older text. I think there was like a more bold or semi-bold that they would use earlier on, or an impact, the impact font. Again, unicorn does not need to be there. What I would do to fix this would be using a different volume point for the album cover. So their main volume point here is obviously the unicorn. I would swap that and do something else. Now, if you're like a 6ix9ine or someone who's kind of more unicorn rainbow, that's their vibe, that's their energy, that would make sense seeing some sort of album cover like that, but I don't see that for Green Day as they are as a band and their music and their style. We are going to get into ADHD, Joyner Lucas. And with Joyner Lucas, what I didn't really like about this is that aside from, album cover aside, I feel like the album took a little bit too long to come out, and a lot of the hype that was originally there did die with it, which made it tough to get beyond where he wanted to go with it. But the album cover with the hands, it just looks very, very weird. I see where they're going with the concept, but I don't like what they did with it. So that was kind of an issue with me. Yeah, to fix that, I would honestly just rather have it where it's Joyner Lucas's hands themselves with the background, or him running around going crazy because it's supposed to be ADHD, so show some form of chaos. I would have loved that message preached about, because in the album is very good, like as far as the lyrics go. I really like it. Honorable mention, the Pop Smoke cover. He made it look like Pop Smoke was dropped in there. Like there were layers and he put them on another layer, then he put the sword in, put the diamonds in. And if you've heard of What a Time to Be Alive, the album cover with Drake and Future, I feel that is very similar to what he was trying to do with this one, which is a bite, and I'm not a big fan of that either. How would I fix it? Well, it was fixed. I'm very happy with the one that they chose to go with. The rose is very cumbersome of, recognizing Pop Smoke's passing, and the alternate album cover was also really good. It's just symbolizing him, and you wanted to encompass him and honor him the best way you could. That's why I think it was so great that they got the album cover right for the album, and such a great album it was. Last but not least, Whole Lotta Red. Whole Lotta Red, my issue with this album cover is, honestly, I feel they could have done much more when it comes to Cardi's face. They could have used a lot better images, and there were a lot of really amazing fan-made ones, which, funny as you mentioned, are the ones I would choose, and I'll load one up here on the screen so you can see which one I would use to go in place. I would want to show off more Cardi, and I don't like how the red was used in like Scarface. I feel, again, that's a ripoff, a very hardcore ripoff, and just not a fan of that. So to fix it, again, I would use, in fact, I would use this one here with Cardi leading up if they're just gonna go face and have the hair going, and it's in red. And I don't like the text being in this album cover. There's no need to add the red, and I don't like the drip of it. So anyways, that's my take on some of the worst album artwork of 2020. You will be able to check out as well. I'm gonna go back into this next week, going into the best album artwork covers of 2020. So please stay tuned for that. And like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm done here. Again, this is Braden Schwab, The Works, Fashion is Art. Thank you all for your time. And yeah, give me some critique. Tell me if I did a good job with these album covers, or if there's ones that I missed. I'm happy for all your feedback. Peace.